Hi, in this video we will learn how to bring data which is collected through GPS to GIS environment. Let's take an example of the data which is available in this Excel sheet. So this is the data representing the locations of weather station, especially the rain gauges. So here I have the station ID, and it is starting from the P1, that is the rain gauge number 1, P for precipitation, and I have total 16 stations, and these are the longitude and latitude of this rain gauge station. So this is the for example, for first rain gauge station, the longitude is 75 degree 13 minutes and 28 seconds, and latitude is 18 degrees 49 minutes 58 second. We collect this latitude and longitude through a GPS, or nowadays we can use several mobile applications which are easily available, by which we can collect this data from the field. In this case it's a weather station, but it can be hospitals located in the city, this can be post offices, this can be lat long of police station, this can be lat long of drinking water wells, this can be lat long of for example COVID isolation centers. So basically these are the lat longs representing a point data, and point data of any kind, and point data. And when you, so in case of your dissertation you might be collecting several point data, which might be location of a panchayat, or location of the drinking water well or something like that. So when you get this data from the GPS or from the mobile app, then you collect the latitude and longitude. This latitude and longitude are represented in two forms. Either they can be represented in a degree minute seconds, the way it is listed over here, or they are also listed as degree decimals. So instead of minutes and seconds, the minutes and seconds are converted into degrees and they are produced as decimals. So before using this data and bringing it to GIS environment, it has to be converted into degree decimals. Right now it is in degree minutes and seconds. So most of the GPS softwares and the apps provide you data in both the form, degree minutes seconds as well as in the degree decimals. So first we will see how to convert this data into degree decimals. Before going for this conversion, we should know, when we say minutes, so total 60 minutes forms 1 degree, and total 60 seconds forms 1 minute. So these are the conversions which will be helpful for us for converting this data into degree decimal. So let's see standard formula for this conversion. So I will take a degree as it is, no need to apply a conversion factor for this, but minutes and seconds needs to be converted into degrees. So minutes, for converting minutes into degrees I need to divide it by 60, because 60 minutes is 1 degree, and for seconds I need to divide it by 3600. This is 3600 because seconds to minute conversion is a 60, and from minute to degree conversion is a 60. So 60 multiplied by 60 is a 3600. So this is the standard formula for conversion. So uh, I have entered this formula, I can now drag it. So all the longitudes are converted into degrees, degree decimal. Similarly I can do it for latitude. So I will copy degree as it is, there is no change, but minutes will be divided by 60 and the seconds will be divided by 3600. Okay, so these are the latitude. So now based on this latitude and longitude I will prepare a shape file including these rain gauge stations. So earlier also we have seen shape files but which are including the dot data. So in this way we are going to learn how to create a shape file of our own. So far we have been using shape files produced by other agencies. So I need to transfer this tabular data into GIS environment, and we know from our earlier sessions that I cannot take Excel's as it is into GIS environment. I have to convert it into CSV format, that is the comma separated value format or .csv format. So I will first convert this file into .csv format. So I will press save as. First of all, I will save this file as it is. Then I will say file save as. uh, then I will go to this folder where I have stored this data. I know it is classwork data 2. So I will store this as comma separated values. So rain-gauge coordinates.csv. When I will save it, it will only save the active worksheet, so the worksheet which is opened over here. Remember, CSV cannot carry multiple worksheet like Excel. CSV doesn't support multiple worksheets as a file format. Okay, then I will close this file and then I have to open it again, otherwise I cannot see the complete CSV version. So it is always better to close it and open it again. So I know my CSV file is over here. Yeah. So this is my CSV file. Now you can see there is only one worksheet and no formatting is there. It's okay. Just I just wanted to look at it. Then I will see over here my the header row is in the second row and the actual data is starting from the third row. Just keep this information in mind because later on we want to use it. uh, Now see, we will see how I can import the CSV data. So for importing the CSV data I need to open a toolbar which is a manage layers toolbar. So I will have this toolbar over here, and here I know the icon add a delimited text layer or CSV file. I will click over here, then it will ask me the location of the CSV file. I will open the rain gauge file from the data. Yeah, this is the rain gauge coordinate.csv. I will open it. Once I open it, let's see what are the options available over here. It is a default CSV file format, so that is all, that option is already marked, so no need to do anything. uh, then it is asking number of header lines to discard. So I know in my Excel file that apart from one header line, this is the additional row which needs to be discarded. So I will click 1. Yeah, now you can see the header row is selected over here. Let me change it again. Yeah, so now the header row is field 1, field 2, and header row is not appropriately mentioned. So I will just change the it to 1. So now I can see the all the header rows appropriately captured by this window. Then geometry definition. So I know its geometry is a point coordinate, so I will press as a point. uh, then it is asking me what is the x field and y field. So x field is nothing but your longitude and y field is nothing but your latitude. Remember the graph which we explained while learning coordinate reference system. So I know my longitude are present over here in a degree decimal format and latitude are present over here uh, in degree decimal format. So first is the longitude, then latitude. So the x is longitude, y is the latitude. Then so that's it. So uh, it has already been selected. Geometry CRS invalid projections. uh, yeah, default CRS I have chosen. This is because I know this lat long is the curve surface, so it is a WGS 84 EPSG 4326. I will choose it because I know the CRS system. So that's it. I will then I will say add, and I will say close. Okay, so these are the points have been added on the canvas. So if I want to look into it, I will just open this. Okay, uh, for a time being remove these layers. Yeah, so this is how we have learned to prepare a shapefile. So this is a shapefile which you have prepared. So still this is a CSV file format, you have to save as. So I will save this file, export save feature as, and I will save this file as a shape file, because whenever I had imported it, this file I had imported as the .csv file. So I need to store it as a shape file over here. So I'm saving it, and I'm saving it in classwork. I'm saying rain gauge, rain gauge points. Okay, I'm saving it over here. The CRS is EPSG4326, that is the curve surface, and I will say OK. Now I can remove the original one. I no longer need it. So this is the file, rain gauge points, and this is the attribute table. Okay, so in this video we have learned that how we can import a point data from which is collected from the GPS software or from mobile app, and how to bring that data into GIS environment and build a shapefile. So in this way we can build our own shapefile based on the data collected from the field. Thank you.